Raps a band for FightHype.com. We're in Yorkshire, hometown of Dave Coldwell.
Sheffield.
How are we doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah. Sun's out in Sheffield. I wasn't expecting it. Everyone's got the shades on. I can't take my shades off for some reason.
Man, I love a bit of sunshine. Can't beat it.
When was the last time it was warm like this in Sheffield?
Ever?
Never. Never, right?
Can't remember.
We're here today for the public workout for this pay-per-view card that Eddie's put together on Saturday night, headlined by Spence Brook. And just before I come to Spence Brook, your new fighter, Anthony Fowler, will be making his debut.
Yeah.
Middleweight. Another one to your
light middleweight. Light middleweight, sorry. Yeah, it's going to be a light middleweight. Yeah.
Another fighter to your ever-growing stable.
No, it's not going to keep on growing.
No.
No.
You pause now.
Yeah, I've got my 4. I've said I might do 5, but that'd always be the max.
Why is that? Just time.
Yeah. I don't have the time because the way that I train the fighters, I don't have everybody in together. So time-wise, I'm happy with where we're at. I can focus on them, and it allows me, you know, whatever anyone wants to look at it, it allows me to get home and spend time with my kids rather than being in the gym all the time.
What was the reason for signing Anthony? What did you see in him?
It's a bit like Bellew, Price, the twins. They asked me, you know, Fowler sent me a message, asked me if he could do a couple of sessions. I wasn't expecting to say, yeah, I'll train you. I kind of thought, you know, I spoke to Tony. I wasn't really sold on it, and then we had a meeting. I thought Team GB he's had 200 odd fights, World Championship bronze, Commonwealth gold, Team GB captain for Olympics. He'll probably think he knows it all, you know, and it could be a bit of a ball ache to work with. Could not have been any further from truth, you know. His first meeting, when I spoke to him, I said, you know, told him what I thought about him and what I thought needed to change for him to have success in pros. And listen, I tell the truth, you know, and it can sound pretty brutal, but you've got an option. You can either, okay, fair enough, and take it on board, or you can walk out the door. And he was like, yeah, I completely agree. Really? Yeah. So from day one, it's been absolutely fantastic to work with. It's like Bellew. It's 100%. He gives it 100% like Bellew, and I, you know, whatever I ask him to do, he'll do. I don't have any crap from him. He's very, very dedicated. He's a good lad. He lives for boxing, and do you know what? He's a really nice kid as well. I'm really enjoying working with him.
We're looking at him from a boxing perspective, not from his personality perspective and hard work, but as a boxer with skills and technique. What do you like in the gym?
He's learning. He's learning about in boxing, in professional boxing, with 10-ounce Grant gloves on. You can't just stand there and take 2 or 3 in order to get one home because you think you're going to knock him out, you know. And so we're trying to instill a little bit of head movement in him, a little bit of intelligence in him, a little bit of defence in him. It's going to take time, you know. We've been working together for 4 weeks, so I'm not expecting miracles on Saturday, but what I've said to him is I want to see a bit of improvement, you know, a bit of improvement. People here that have seen are saying, you know, oh, it looks like you're moving your head. Little things like that. That's what I want after Saturday. You can't do it on the pads, and he's been doing it in sparring, and then go in on fight and just, you get me? I don't want him to force things. I want him to let it flow, and I want him to, you know, I want him to look good. I want him to show some improvements.
The main event,
and knock him out.
Obviously, that'd be the ideal icing on the cake. The main event, Kell Brook versus Errol Spence. There's been a lot of talk about the weight, and I read your comments that you made to Sky Sports about Roy Jones going up and coming down, and Johnny disagrees with you on that. But if you just want to go through that again, Kell Brook was at 147. It wasn't always his most comfortable weight.
In every fight that you've seen Kell, especially later at 147, are you telling me it's not been hard work to make the weight? Of course it has. You know, you see it on his forehead. You see how drawn he is, how dry he is. It's hard work for him to make 147, and he's getting older now. It's human beings. As we get older, start just thickening up a little bit. It becomes a little bit harder to lose weight. But his last fight, he looked like a tank at 160. You know, and everyone's going on about, oh, it looks like a middleweight. And now he's had to strip back down. sometimes, I'm not saying every time. People are thinking that I'm saying, oh, it's guaranteed it's not. I'm saying that is a possibility. Do you know what I mean? And people jump on you because, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. I was talking shit before a fight, and everyone's jumped on me, and it just so happened that things happened how I was saying it was. This is human body. You know, if you don't do the weight right, if you don't get this spot on, you will see some effects on Saturday night. And if that's the case, then you're fighting somebody who's a fantastic body puncher. Errol Spence is a great body puncher, very, very good, very, very vicious to the body, and he lets them go sharp. You know, not just single shots. So you're fighting somebody that's a good body puncher, and if you are struggling at the weight, that is going to be a massive disadvantage. For me, two things matter in this fight. One, it makes the weight safely and come to it, and he feels good. And I don't care what anyone says about how he looks today. You don't know until they make the weight. Because I've seen fighters at a press conference, oh, he looks alright. See him on the scales, they look drawn, they look terrible. Has that never happened? Of course it has. You know? And also, fighters that sometimes, when you get on scales and, oh, they don't look too bad. Getting on fight night, can't pull that trigger because of the weight. So you don't know until the bell goes. You know? So, for me, if he controls the weight right, if they've done the weight right and he feels great, and if he can stop Spence getting to his body, I think he wins.
But Dave, you talk just about the weight itself. You said that he struggles to make that weight. He has struggled in the past for a long, long time. So is there any way, by eating properly and going in camp, that weight can be made comfortably?
It can be made safely, yeah, because if you've done everything right, and I've been speaking today to a couple of people, and apparently he's been camp and he's been dieting for a long time, so that gives him a great chance of making it safely, making it alright, you know. So if he's done it, that's what I'm saying to you. I'm not saying he's gonna be dead at weight. I'm saying if. Yeah. But there's also the if it makes weight alright, and if it makes weight alright, and like I said, he can control Spence and not let Spence get in his rhythm and not let him get them body shots off, and I believe that he wins the fight. I think for me, Spence is the future superstar at sport. I really do. I've thought that for the last couple of years. But there's a side of me that thinks it's a couple of fights too early. You're not quite there yet. You're still improving, but you're not quite there yet. You know, it's like some people, they get the first world title shot, you know, these stars, against a guy that's just fading, not quite at his best, or was a lucky champion, you know, and then they grow into it and then they become a superstar. Some fighters, Errol Spence is going against a proven world champion. Let's not forget, Kell Brook went to America and beat Sean Porter. Sean Porter's still doing alright right now. So that tells you Kell's quality, you know. And then obviously he fought how he did against Golovkin, which was fantastic. And that showed a lot of minerals. I think mentally, I think Kell will be more confident now than he ever has been, because of the Golovkin fight, because of the way that he performed in that, because he took the shots, never went down. And he's looking at all these middleweights that have been bounced off the canvas by Golovkin. It never happened to him, and Golovkin caught him clean, you know. So confidence-wise, and also he stood there and had it with him. You know, so I think confidence-wise, he'll think, I'm a machine, I'm gonna do a job on you. So this is why I'm saying, for me, it's just, as long as he's safe at the weight, as long as he's strong at the weight, then he'll go into that ring thinking he's unbeatable. And then the next key factor for me is that he can't allow Spence to nail him with the body shots. And if he controls that, which Kell's got the ability to do so, because let's not forget, Spence hasn't fought anybody like Kell yet. You know, that's sharp, can punch, got heavy jab, you know. So if Kell can get him on the end of that jab, and he's got a great right hand for southpaws. I think he stopped every southpaw he's fought because he gets his right hands off, his left hook over the top of their jabs off. If he can start nailing him with them, Kell bosses it, and you know, and he wins the fight. But it's one of those fights. I can see both men winning it, you know, because there's certain scenarios that could play out. This is what happens when you get a 50-50 fight.
They have a 30-day check-in for the weight. Kell looked very good. I think it was 154-ish. This week is about 148.2, something close to that, not exactly that. Let's say on Friday he looks great, he looks physically good. At what stage in the fight would we know if the weight is good or not?
It might take a couple of rounds. Might take a round. Hey, listen, I've seen it where fighters just get in the ring and straight away you see that it's slower. Because when you're dead at the weight, or when you've not done the weight right, it takes away your reflexes, it takes away your ability to take body shots, and just slows you down. Remember, Kell's a reflex fighter. Shoots, pulls back, triggers, little dummy sharpness like that. Fast hands. So if you got anything in there that takes away his speed, his reflexes, his alertness, you know, then you're talking about that's a disadvantage. So it could happen straight away, but normally it takes a few rounds.
Errol Spence regarded as everybody as the next big thing in boxing. Yeah. Floyd Mayweather sings his praises very, very highly. Spoke to him Floyd was here last week and I spoke to him and his prediction was late stoppage for Spence. But what do you see in Spence that makes you think that this guy is the real deal?
His boxing ability. I think he does everything very correct, everything great. He's cute in the pocket. You know, he'll block, fire straight under. I just think he's talented. I think he's very talented, and he's very, very precise. His timing's Kell's timing is on point. Kell might not be the biggest single shot knockout merchant, but his timing allows the heavy hands to land. And I see Spence very, very similar. His time is great, but I think he hits a little bit harder, a little bit more vicious, and more sustainable. How he throws his shots is a bit more sustainable. Because Kell pick, go, pick. Whereas Spence, if he wants to, he can go.
In his last fight against Triple G, he was stopped because of the eye socket injury. He's had surgery, he's come back, and I know he started off sparring slowly and eventually ended up sparring without the head going. But is that going to play in the back of his mind?
I don't think so, not with Kell.
No?
Not with Kell, no. Like I said to you, I just think it's going to be...
target that area?
Well, it's your eye, it's your face, that's where you're getting it anyway. Yeah. There's nothing you can do about it. I think he'll target the body more. Okay. I think that's what he'll do, he'll target the body more. The eye's the eye, you know, when you're punching somebody in the face, chances are you're going to be hitting them in the eyes anyway. So you're not going to specifically target any more than what you would do anyway. But I don't think that will play into Kell's mind at all.
Final prediction?
I genuinely don't know. I do think that, and I'll keep repeating it. You know, say what you want, I'm repeating it. If he makes a weight safe, and if he can control Spence, so by using his feet, just a little drop back whenever Spence wanted to go to the body, if he can keep him away from his body, then I think Kell Brook wins the fight. If he can't, and Spence gets those body shots off, then that's when that's for me. That's when he's going to be in trouble.
You just mentioned there, Dave. I think it's good that British coaches, trainers, boxers are honest with their opinions. Because sometimes they stick too much with the British fighters. Like there's quite a lot of them sticking with Brook against Triple G.
But then it's it. Yeah, I didn't. I didn't. You know, I like Kell. Kell's a mate. My daughter, when I pick against Kell, or if I'm saying Kell might get beat in this fight, she hates me because she's a big fan of Kell Brook. Yeah. You know. But you've got to, if somebody asks you your opinion, you've got to kind of be honest. Yeah. You know, I'm not saying he's going to get beat. I'm saying he could get beat with those two factors for me. Yeah. But I also see him winning it. I can see him winning it. A bit of my feeling is it's a little bit too early for Spence. Kell's been there before. You know, Spence hasn't really. You know? So if it becomes a dogfight. I don't know because it's about whether Kell can sustain it. You know, and whether I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It's a great fight. That's why I can't wait for this fight. I cannot wait for this fight. You know, I hope to God Kell wins it, and I do think that he's definitely got the ability to win it. I'm sitting on fence really, aren't I? But I'm not.
But you're giving both sides.
Yeah.
If Kell makes the weight safely, stays away from the body, you could win it.
And he wins.
But Errol Spence has a lot in the arse and Kell still win. No, fair
because in a fight where you've got two evenly matched fights with so much ability, you can't not see that both men can win the fight. You can't be 100% sure that he's won that fight, it's easy. You can't do that in a fight like this. You know, we're not fighting about a guy, a great champion against a journeyman. You know, this is a genuine fight, and that's what makes boxing so great, because fights like this, you don't know who's going to win.